Hey guys, hope everything's going well. I want to do a quick video on Brexit. I see the mainstream media saying that these guys in Britain are stupid for voting out of Britain for this Brexit situation. And then two, there's more headlines about, hey, we should have a national referendum again. It's called like Regrexit, or I don't know what the hell they're saying. Absolutely ridiculous. And on top of it, you have to look at the fact that even if Britain decides to remain in the EU for whatever reason, because you have to remember you have thugs in the establishment in Europe, Britain, and the United States. They're going to do everything in their power to remain as it is. Hopefully it doesn't happen. But regardless, I'm looking at markets still from a fundamental perspective. Yes, I see more volatility occurring. Those individuals who can navigate through volatility, congratulations, you're going to do well. I'm looking, though, at what the EU is doing with negative interest rates. Negative interest rates is basically like a tax. When you have these negative interest rates, it's also what mainstream economists would call deflationary. It hinders growth. And it also will hurt the banking system, such as Deutsche Bank. It's going to hurt Credit Suisse. Both of those stocks have been hammered. And I personally don't see a turnaround in these stocks until you see the economy growing like it did in the 90s, 80s. Then if you see like real growth like that, stimulative growth, where the private sector does flourish, like you saw in the United States, then I would change my outlook. But it's not going to be changing what the EU is doing, what the Bank of Japan is doing, even if the Brits stay in the EU. And like I've told you before, I look at things from a fundamental perspective, but from a technical perspective, I've followed all these individuals, these technicians, these chartists, and they're saying very bearish things about Deutsche Bank and Credit Suisse. And I'm putting my analysis from a fundamental perspective of these two stocks, looking at what these economists are doing in the EU and tying it together. It doesn't look so fancy. All right. If you want to look at other countries, they will want referendums. So even if Britain decides to stay in the EU, you could look at what these other individuals in countries like France or Germany or whatever, they're going to want referendums, and some of these countries will have to vote on these referendums. And because of that, ultimately, some other countries are going to want out. And it's just going to create, like I said before, a lot of volatility, and it's going to create more trouble for the EU and also for these banking stocks. So that's how I look at it. Brexit or no Brexit, it doesn't matter. The icing is on the cake, and national sovereignty will prevail. It may just take some time. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. Talk to you later. Bye.